on, let me get my testimony out. So I figured, Pastor Eric actually asked my husband to give a testimony when we did the baptism class. And I said, if my husband can stand up here in front of all of you, then I could totally do this. Okay, so my name is Elisa. My husband's name is Charlie. And we have 3 beautiful children. Mia, who's 12, Carson, who is 4, and Colbert, who is 2. We are part of Hanoi House Church, and our shepherd is We Knew. Prior to joining New Life Fellowship Church, I thought I knew how to live a Christ-centered life. I grew up in a Christian family and even served as a youth leader at church. Although I was pretty involved in church growing up, I still felt that I never fully understood the Bible. During college, I slowly felt that I began distancing myself from God. I thought just by praying, not reading the Bible, and going to church when it was convenient with my time would be enough. Fast forward to my 30s, I'm now married with 3 kids, have a home and a stable job, working as a nurse practitioner at MD Anderson. I thought if I hit all these milestones, I should be happy. But I still wasn't. I found myself feeling like something was missing. My stress level was always high, especially dealing with work, kids, and just trying to find that balance of working full time and then coming home to take care of family and kids. After a long day of work, I would be so exhausted. I would come home to my husband and kids with a short fuse. I had no patience, and as my husband would say, I was always snappy all the time. I realized that I've been so busy with life that I failed to walk intimately with God. I knew that I wanted to get back into going to church and somehow be more involved. I was invited by Wee and Valerie to attend their house church, and I was able to introduce house church to my husband. We both enjoyed it, and not just because of Wee and Val's delicious cooking, although it is good, but because of the fellowship. I remember meeting at Valerie, I remember meeting at Valerie for lunch one day, feeling really overwhelmed with life. And she said to me, make God your priority. Despite your busy schedule. You will see changes He will do for your life. Her message resonated with me, and I began praying and asking God for guidance. During house church, they talked about the Living Life Bible study. I actually signed up with other house church members, later finding out it was 13 weeks long. On day 1, I came after a long day of work, and Pastor Eric talked about homework, and he talked about a bunch of Bible verse summarizations. And I remember sitting in the back of the class thinking, what did I just get myself into? After the first 2 to 3 weeks, I can honestly say I really started to enjoy the class. I even included this in my house church weekly praise. The class allowed me to make reading the Bible a priority every week. I learned so much and was able to understand the fundamentals of the Bible in a much better context. During class, Pastor Eric talked about how the most important thing in Christian life is our relationship with others. Our relationship with others is a direct reflection of our relationship with God. Matthew 22, verse 37 to 39 says, love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. This is the first and greatest commandment. And the second is like it. Love your neighbor as yourself. This allowed me to reflect and reevaluate my relationship at home with my family and how I wanted to change that to set a good example for my children. The greatest change that I see in my life now that I didn't see before class is my patience. I feel like I'm just so much more patient now. I'm less stressed and just at peace since taking the class. I'm a worrier naturally, and for some reason I've learned to just let things go. I know that God is always in control, and if it's His will, it will be. So it was just a matter of me letting go and letting Him be in control. Since the class, I've also prayed with my patients at work, which is something I never really did before. I feel that God allowed me to work in the healthcare industry dealing with cancer patients so I can serve others. But it was also as a humble reminder that no matter what problems I may have, there's someone out there who may have it worse than I do. During the class, Pastor Eric asked us to pray 3 times a day for 5 to 6 weeks, and one of my biggest prayers was for my husband to do the membership class here at New Life. God definitely answered my prayer. He was actually one of the ones this morning that stood up here with his certificate, proud certificate, because he took the class this month. He and I actually already started talking about taking Parenting 101 together, and I'm definitely looking forward to that. Since taking the class, I have found that I'm a lot happier. I have the same problems, but my outlook has definitely changed. I'm at so much more peace in my life. I've developed better relationships both at home and in my work setting, and I come home happy to see my family, my kids, my husband, and just feel so blessed with everything God has given us. Thank you.